Hi, my name is Truda. I'm an author from the UK. I wanted to send you my best wishes and greetings and wish every success to the people at the One Spark event, but especially to Biblio Connection and the wonderful Betty Poole. Betty has provided fantastic support to me over the last 12 months, and also to my husband, who started up a new publishing imprint called Hot Monkey. I write under the pen name Thurai, and just over a year ago my first novel, The Devil Dancers, was published. The setting for that novel is 1950s Ceylon, now known as Sri Lanka, and the background to the action is very tense politicking, turmoil after independence from the British, and the beginnings of ethnic unrest. Initially, I was inspired to write by some old family photographs and one or two stories told to me by my husband, who was born and brought up in Sri Lanka. This began a 9-year odyssey of writing and research, delving into legal records and historical archives, and immersing myself in every aspect of the culture. The author L.P. Hartley famously wrote, "The past is a foreign country, they do things differently there." And I was confronted with two foreign countries, the past and a culture that was very different from my own. I had to open a door that would lead readers back into the past and into an area with which they were probably not familiar at all. So to create a really convincing ambience, I had to study a very wide range of subjects. These included art, religion, local cuisine, climate, rice cultivation, and even snakebite. But my biggest challenge was to create characters that would be convincing, engaging, sympathetic, or at least interesting if they weren't likeable. There are a very broad range of characters in my cast: families, friends, politicians, priests, even the ghost of a dead king, and a god that has recently been promoted from a demon. They represent all walks of life and many points of view, and their experiences reflect themes of loss, redemption, hope, despair, cowardice, and courage. Over a 4-year period, their destinies interweave and their paths frequently cross. But linking them all together is a single thread, the bittersweet story of the two main characters, Nalini and Arjun. Diane Donovan, the West Coast editor of the Midwest Book Review, said, "From the first paragraph, readers will be drawn into the landscape and the flavours of the country." That was just one of some very good reviews that I've got, including one from one of the top 500 Amazon reviewers. But even so, one of the biggest problems for me, like all debut authors, has been getting my book out to a wider audience. And this is where Betty Poole and Biblio Connection have provided me with incredible support. They supply an interface between authors and readers, and it's absolutely essential in this day and age. I've been one of their featured authors, and they've also organised a giveaway of The Devil Dancers for their readers. So I've been able to reach a much wider group of people than I would otherwise. In addition, Betty has helped me to create and expand my author platform, tweeting links to my website, as well as to blogs and articles that I have written. She's given me a lot of moral support, offering advice and assistance wherever she can, and always replying promptly to my inquiries and emails. I really feel that although we live on separate continents, I've got a real friend who's there to assist me in what can be a very lonely and often daunting task. Anyone who knows the publishing industry will tell you that debut authors, whether traditionally or indie published, have a really difficult time in making their voices heard and creating an audience for their work. I think that Biblio Connection is unique in this respect. It is playing a very important part in nurturing new authors and fostering the rich diversity of English literature. Without this kind of help, new and innovative writing will disappear, with authors being restricted to the 5 or 6 narrow categories prescribed by traditional publishers. So, huge thanks to Betty and Biblio Connection for your truly selfless generosity in linking up authors and readers. I wish you every success in the future. And if anyone would like to know more about the Devil Dancers and read the reviews, please visit my website at www.thedevildancers.com. A copy of the book is available to view at the Biblio Connection stand. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the event.